there is another podcast. So this particular person is an astrologer. That the other person was asking like, what will you do with the twin babies? Like twin babies should be having maybe 1 minute difference or some minute difference. So the other astrologer was saying like, we will be getting intuition also. In that one, we will be using intuition also. It is not just like plan position, all these things. Intuition will come into play there also. So lot of aspects will be there, and I would go deeper into it.
Uh, yes, Anna, the intuition part is very important for a Jyotish because if you don't develop your feminine side, the perceptive side,
Mm-hmm.
you can become a, maybe out of all the Jyotish, maybe you can become a very good numerologist. That's it. Nothing beyond that. And becoming a very good numerologist, you'll do very good calculations. Okay.
Okay.
That's it. If the intuition doesn't get developed, um, you will not be able to, just for example, the simple case that you presented, the twins case, you'll never
Mm.
be able to understand why it is like that. Because technically, they could be only not even 1 minute, maybe seconds apart sometimes.
Yeah.
And we don't have, by the way, today we don't have that kind of accuracy anywhere in the world. Uh, a
Mm-hmm.
few seconds apart to determine what's the difference. That intuition is needed. I mean, KP astrology it goes to 6 seconds detail, but I did not learn it very well to even say how it works.
6 seconds.
Six
Okay.
seconds, yeah, it's intense. And after they're born, see, that's not the only thing. People consider that what is considered birth? You being taken out of the
So
womb.
yeah, no. The zygote forms, right? That part is also some people will be.
In the past, um, people would plan. See, you know how people talk about, oh, we are planning to have a child today. So today's
Mm.
idea of planning to have a child is basically they're saying we are not going to use contraception and we are going to let the process happen. Basically, today's context of planning a child is that, correct?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Once upon a time, planning the child is basically saying that, okay, we are mentally ready and physically ready and emotionally ready to have a child first. That means for us to have a child, we want to make right intentions first. Okay. In a
Mm.
way, we call that sankalpa. You probably heard that in Hanuman sadhana. In
Yes.
Hanuman
Yes.
sadhana also, we do the
Definitely.
sankalpa before we take on the sadhana. So we take the right sankalpa and say, this is the kind of baby I would like to attract. You cannot create a baby. This is one thing we need to understand. Nobody can create a baby. We can
Okay.
only
Okay.
attract such kind of souls with those kind of vasanas. Vasanas means, let's say, karmic tendencies. That is
Yeah.
all you can do. There's nothing more you can do, actually. But once the baby soul enters the womb, from that point on, learning begins.
Mm.
That part you can control. What
Okay.
kind of soul comes into you, what kind of baby comes into you, you have no control over it. You can only create the right kind of situation, facilitation, intention, and environment, taking care of certain things. Like that means when you're planning your intercourse, because women have a cycle, 28-day cycle, at which point when you have intercourse, the baby will become healthy and you will have the intention and you plan the baby accordingly. And there's so much deeper science to it. And there's one of my Ayurveda gurus, he talks about, he has a whole program of planning a child where he'll give
Okay.
you, he'll guide you step by step on how to attract the kind of soul that you want specifically. And he says you'll get it.
So it is kind of a like law of attraction.
It is purely law of attraction. There's nothing else. That's
Mm.
how the entire, I think the entire universe works like that only. What determines the birth of a baby? What I mean by that is for you to apply Jyotish to a baby is not the zygote part. Because when the baby is in the mother's womb, baby's world is the mother's womb, not the planets.
Mm. Okay.
Okay? Sh- Baby is living in a different dimension, which has no effect of these planets. It has effect on the mother, but not on the baby. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay,
we
yeah.
don't consider, we don't apply Jyotish to the
Mm-hmm.
baby in the zygote part or the development part, in the fetus part, whatever, all those stages we don't apply. The baby has to come out of the womb and the baby has to take the first breath because
Mm, okay.
Panchabhutas is a manifestation of all the planetary alignment only. Once it takes the breath, it will start crying.
Okay.
That's it. That is the moment. That's what we
So,
call as birth.
okay. Can I ask one question there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That so in the modern scenario, in the past we will be having natural birth. So just think, this is the time.
Yeah,
So now what people will be doing, like this this time is really good. So we can plan the uh, that thing in that particular moment or something like that. So now that surgical process is there. So will that affect, or
yeah,
will that give any
yeah.
benefit, or will that affect?
So I'll be giving away secrets now, but yeah, it does affect. In fact, you can, if you choose to, decide
Mm,
to, and if you're like over ambitious, over greedy, and so many other things, then yeah, you can plan the exact date of birth of the baby because now you have control over cesarean or C-section. You can cut
mm,
open the baby and put him in a lab or her in a lab condition because they're
mm-hmm,
premature or maybe post-mature. We don't know because you're targeting a certain date. Because numerology gives you that strength of when the baby is born in a certain date, you can expect so many more things, right? That much science is there. So now you can target a certain date, get the premature or post-mature baby out. Post-mature is not possible generally because premature is possible, right? Because
mm-hmm.
post-mature means by that point you'll have delivery. You would have delivered them. So yes, people in the West have been doing it for the past 100 years easily. Because numerology is like it's it's
So
very well known science in the West.
say like I am
Yeah,
altering the nature of
yeah,
the natural process. I am changing it.
yeah. You are changing
So
it. It will add.
yeah.
See, that's the point. Because the point of Jyotish, again, this is one point I want to stress to everybody. It's purely about external well-being. Because
Mm-hmm.
if your idea about well-being is only external and you're creating the baby for that purpose only, you may actually get external well-being and you'll be happy about it. You have to understand karma is not negative or positive. It's about your own perception of it. That's all it is. Correct? There's no bad and good. It's just bunch of memory, right? Bundle of memories.
True,
So
true.
if you want to repeat the memory of you being rich continuously, your thought process will also
Mm,
become like that only. Continue. You're only thinking about getting rich, getting rich, getting rich. And you are
mm-hmm.
creating a baby to continue to become rich. You'll carry on that karma. So
Okay.
again, so that's what I'm saying. Jyotish is about external well-being. That's why in our numerology also, when I learned it also, they say, okay, don't have any name starting with letter S. Why? Oh my God. So now you have to, if you'd come to me, I would have changed your name. I said, no, Sudheesh.
Okay. I have double S.
Yeah,
Both of my.
right. You can have multiple S's in the name. The starting letter cannot be S.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
But it is one of the most common alphabet starting letter in India. If you draw
Oh
a
my.
chart for all the alphabet, S is at the top
Yeah,
in India.
Anna
In
is
India.
giving away one of the secrets right now.
Point being, so I had to fight with my teacher and be like, how could you say that? So many S's
Mm.
are doing so well in life. And he said it. See, this is the part I want to tell people.
Yeah, Sachin Tendulkar.
Thank you, Sachin Tendulkar. So many SS cricketers. My own uncle is my dad's younger brother. Is one of the reasons why I chose this village. Because he bought land here.
Hmm.
Okay, he's definitely a multi-millionaire. His name is
Hmm.
Srinivas Rao. He's doing exceptionally well.
Okay.
So the point is, when you're doing the names, there are so
Hmm.
many dimensions we look at. Okay.
Okay.
The dimension you looked at is called Chaldean correction, or it could be Kieros correction or something. It's just like you're looking at the name total, basically. That is
Mm-hmm.
only one dimension, one way of looking at it. We look at so many other aspects of name. There are total. Our teacher, he he read over 10,000 books, and then he got numerology from his guru, and with all his experience of 20 plus years, he said 14 dimensions. And within 14 dimensions, I dropped two because I felt I did not want to touch those two because they're not. Again, now you're going into the greed mode, basically. So
Oh,
I did
great.
not
Okay.
want. Yeah, I did not want that. So the 12 seemed to be scientifically correct, energetically engaging, and within that, I have the freedom to say that to tell my guru that you chose 33 as a bad number, but I know 33 is a good number. I will give 33 for name total.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You understand, right? So I also need the freedom as a numerologist because I have my own intuition and perception to say that this works and it works. When does it work?
So,
Only when you're willing, when you come to me with trust. When I give a name with 33, it will work.
oh, okay. So